Hi, I'm Luna. Last night at exactly 3:17 a.m., my brain decided it was the perfect time to remind me that in 7th grade, I called my teacher Mom in front of the entire class. Not once, but twice in the same day. And then my brain was like, hey, remember when you waved back at someone who was actually waving at the person behind you? Oh, and that time you said, you too, when the waiter said, enjoy your meal? Let's replay all of these on repeat for the next 4 hours. Welcome to the psychology of cringe, where your brain becomes your worst enemy and sleep becomes a distant memory. So there I was, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling like it held the answers to why my brain hates me. And that's when I heard it. The funk. My personal psychological shadow, sitting on my nightstand eating leftover pizza and going through what I can only describe as my greatest hits album of embarrassment. She's got this little projector set up, and she's just casually screening Luna's most mortifying moments, the extended cut. The thing is, we all have this. That moment when your brain transforms from your helpful thinking buddy into a sadistic film critic with a PhD in making you suffer. You know the drill. You're exhausted, you finally get into bed, your body is ready to shut down, and suddenly your brain is like, surprise! Time for tonight's feature presentation. Every awkward thing you've ever done, in chronological order with director's commentary. But here's where it gets psychologically interesting. And I promise this isn't just me trying to make myself feel better about my insomnia-inducing brain. What you're experiencing has an actual name. It's called rumination, and it's your mind's really dysfunctional way of trying to solve problems that don't actually need solving anymore. See, your brain is basically that friend who means well but has terrible timing. It thinks it's being helpful by replaying these memories because, evolutionarily speaking, remembering social mistakes was supposed to help us avoid them in the future. The problem is, your brain hasn't gotten the memo that you're probably not going to call your teacher Mom again, mostly because you're not in 7th grade anymore, and also because you don't have teachers. The funk loves this part. She's over there taking notes like she's studying for a final exam in How to Torture Luna 101. She's got charts, graphs, a whole presentation about why 3 a.m. is the optimal time for maximum emotional damage. According to her research, this is when your logical brain is basically offline, so your emotional brain gets to run wild without any adult supervision. And this is where the real psychology gets dark. These late-night cringe festivals aren't just random brain glitches. They're actually your mind's way of processing shame, which, fun fact, is one of the most painful human emotions. Shame tells us we're fundamentally flawed, not just that we did something wrong, but that we are wrong. It's the difference between, I made a mistake, and I am a mistake. Your brain stores these shameful memories with extra emotional intensity because shame activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. So when you're lying there at 3 a.m., reliving the time you accidentally liked your ex's photo from 2019 while stalking their Instagram, your brain is literally treating it like you're being physically hurt all over again. The funk finds this hilarious, by the way. She's over there with a tiny violin playing the world's smallest sad song while simultaneously taking detailed notes about which memories caused the most damage. She's got a whole filing system organized by level of mortification, cross-referenced with time of day for maximum impact. But wait, there's more psychological torture to unpack. The reason these memories feel so vivid and awful isn't just because they were embarrassing when they happened. Every time you remember something, your brain literally reconstructs that memory, and each reconstruction can be influenced by your current emotional state. So if you're already feeling anxious or depressed when you remember something cringy, your brain adds that current emotional flavor to the memory. It's like your brain is a really bad chef who keeps adding salt to an already oversalted dish. This is why that time you mispronounced a word in a meeting feels worse at 3 a.m. when you're anxious than it did when it actually happened. Your brain is mixing current anxiety with past embarrassment and serving you this lovely cocktail of concentrated suffering. The funk has actually started taking requests for which memories to replay. She's got a whole voting system set up. Should we do the time Luna tried to be cool and said radical unironically in 2023? Or should we go classic with the time she walked into a glass door while trying to look sophisticated? She's also started charging admission. Other people's funks come to watch the show. It's become quite the entertainment venue in my head. Now, here's the plot twist that might actually help you sleep tonight. This whole cringe replay system isn't actually about the past. It's about the present. Your brain is using these old memories to process current fears about not being good enough, not fitting in, or being judged. The 7th grade teacher incident isn't really about calling Mrs. Johnson Mom. It's about your current anxiety about being seen as competent and professional. Understanding this doesn't make the 3 a.m. Cringe Festival stop immediately, but it does give you some power back. When the funk starts her late-night slideshow, instead of fighting it or trying to convince yourself these memories don't matter, you can ask what current fear or anxiety these old memories are representing. The funk doesn't love this approach because it makes her job harder. She can't just push play on the embarrassment playlist and call it a night. She actually has to engage in some self-reflection, which, frankly, she finds exhausting. So next time you're lying there at 3 a.m., watching your brain's greatest hits of humiliation, remember that your mind isn't actually trying to torture you. It's just really, really bad at timing and has questionable methods for trying to help. And if the funk shows up with her little projector, tell her the show's been canceled and it's time for sleep. She might argue, but even psychological shadows need their rest. Subscribe if you want more late-night psychology that might actually help you sleep, instead of keeping you awake, analyzing why you're awake, analyzing things. Next week, we're diving into why you check your phone 847 times a day and what that says about your attachment style. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go negotiate with the funk about her new premium subscription model for premium cringe content. Apparently, she's offering director's commentary now.